Peace and blessings, so family. I love you all. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day today. Uh, Today, oh wow, 111. Interesting. Um, so today I'm going to talk about the question, what is ascension? Because you hear a lot of people talking about this, but not a lot out there with really explaining what it is, where it came from, and show how it's linked within many different esoteric spiritual traditions. So I actually I love etymology and finding out where words come from, breaking them down and understanding what they actually mean and what they used to mean. There's an app called Etymology Online uh, in the Google Play Store that I use for this. So if you're interested in getting that, it's a very cool app. And anytime you're just interested in a word, you can go look it up and see what it really means and see what, since words are spells, and see what words you're casting upon yourself. But this is basically what ascension means. So ascension comes from the 1300s, where they were talking about Christ and his 40-day, the 40 days after Easter, where he ascended into heaven. So it comes from the Latin ascensionem, which is nominative ascensio, meaning arising. Noun of action from past participle stem of ascender, which means to mount, ascend, go up. And then it says action of ascension within astronomy is from the 1590s. Then you have ascend as a verb in the 14th century, meaning moving upward, from Latin ascendere, to climb up, mount. And speaking of the planets and the constellations, to mean to come over the horizon. So, within astrology, we have our rising sign, which I've always heard contains most of our karmic package to manifest how we will be in the world and what we'll have to deal with. So, constellations come over the horizon, figuratively to rise, reach, from ad in Latin, meaning to, and scendere, meaning to climb. Okay, this is interesting. Also in the 15th century, it was used within a sense, meaning to mount a female for copulation. So you hear to mount the female, that's called ascending. Also, if you think about rising, ascend meaning rising, whenever you have this intimate connection, there is this rising, the ascending of the phallus, and meaning to slope upwards, which is from 1852. So then we have ascension as a noun, meaning a movement upward. Ascension in astronomy, meaning being a noun, the rising of a star above the horizon. And then ascension being the act of changing location in an upward direction. So you can see what's similar to all these things is rising, upward movement. Yeah, basically to move upward. So if we think about this within the yogic and tantric sense, you could see that, we have the gunas also within Sankhya and non-dual Shaiva Tantra. We have the gunas, which is Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva. Rajas is that active moving energy, so to ascend would be a Rajasic energy. And we know that within spiritual practice, to get out of that tamasic inertia, laziness, darkness, we have to use that Rajasic energy through spiritual practice to be able to get to where we're wanting to be. So it's a Rajasic energy. And when we think about this, we're going to think about light and light, L-I-T-E and L-I-G-H-T. So light as in we need to get light. That's why the yogic lifestyle, you eat very light and eat very light foods that aren't heavy on the system so that it's easier for meditation and other practices. And then light as in light, like prakasha, that light of consciousness, the light of awareness, but also light within just all spiritual traditions. So then we have the story of the Tower of Babel, which is this rising to reach the heavens. We also have within Kabbalah, rising through the tree, through the path workings and stuff, going through the past and through the Sephiroth. And then also within tantric and yogic practices, you have the chakra system. So the chakra system, is you see people going from root all the way to Sahasrara. Then you have, and even if you're looking at some of the older practices within that, even if it is just, having Shakti down in Muladhara and Shiva meeting in the middle in the heart or whatever, there still is that rising of the Kundalini energy. Then you also have within Freemasonry, so you can see on the charts and stuff like that when you have the Rosicrucian order and why can I not think of it? Either way, you have the stairways. One of them has a lot of steps. The other one has less. I can't remember the exact number of steps, but you can see them ascending this staircase heading towards enlightenment. Also, you can see within some of their symbology within the pillar of Jachin and Boaz with the ladder rising up towards sun and moon and stuff. Also being like Jacob's ladder within the Bible. Also, if you think about it, when you think about it in Kabbalah, you got the four worlds, and the densest world is down here where we are and stuff like that. But then as you rise through the worlds or whatever, it becomes more ethereal. So you have astral travel and we have astral projection or any type of outer body experience. There's many times when people come out of their body during near-death experience and they find themselves like kind of hovering above their body. So you see this upward movement. Also, you can see moving out of ignorance, rising out of ignorance, or as they say, when you're in dark places, climbing out of your hole because you've hit rock bottom, dug yourself a really deep hole. So ascension, a lot of people are talking about as in when it happens, we're just going to magically teleport into a different dimension with everything, being completely different than the laws of reality that we see here. But I see it as the uncovering, the unveiling, the revealing that God does, because God conceals and then reveals. But it's that revealing of actually what's already here. It's not that you're shifting through dimensions. Your awareness is finally tuning into what is already here and being able to see through that illusory force of Maya and the Kanchukas, being able to use Viveka discernment to be able to clearly peer through all of the BS in the world, and then also the nature of reality, because the nature of reality is extremely strange. I mean, no matter which way if you look at it, this is a very strange reality we find ourselves in. It's very beautiful and it's very dark, so you can see how this polarity, there's so much that can be experienced. So to ascend, that is rising your energy. So even here on the earth, we have like the earth, which is super solid, and then water, which is a little less solid, which kind of surround the same area, or are basically right at the same area. The water goes deeper, but then heat rises, fire rises. When you get that fire of Kundalini, it's that rising heat. And we know that light, when we're thinking about light, think about fire. Fire always rises. And then smoke rises because it's even lighter. And then ether is that substratum that everything is built upon. So to ascend, we're basically peeling back the layers that, so even if it's an upward, outward, inward, it's that movement from one state of consciousness to the next. I love you guys. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day today. Peace and blessings, and I will talk to y'all later.